Attention passionate New York Giants fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC East and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on New York Giants' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true New York Giants fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and New York Giants fans. Let's get to the news, all right, guys. Hold on to your hats, because what I'm about to tell you could shake up the entire NFC East, and frankly, the entire NFL. Rumors are swirling that the Kansas City Chiefs, currently sitting at 11-4 and with a cap space of around $12 million, are eyeing a blockbuster trade involving Chris Jones, one of the most disruptive interior defensive linemen in the league. Now, before you start thinking this is just another rumor, hear me out, because this could be a game changer, especially for the Giants, defense, and their long-term Super Bowl aspirations. Let's break down what's being floated around. According to some credible sources like Rossini, the Chiefs are exploring the possibility of trading Chris Jones to the New York Giants in exchange for a second-round pick and a reserve defensive tackle from the Giants' roster. The idea here, folks, is to inject youth into the Chiefs' defense after some aging stars, especially considering Jones's value as a disruptive force. This isn't just about trading away a star. It's about strategic roster management, making moves to stay competitive now and in the future. Think about it. Jones, at just 29 years old, is still in his prime and can anchor a defensive line for years to come. Now, why would the Giants be interested? Well, if you've been paying attention to the current state of the Giants' interior defensive line, you know that after the injuries to Nunez Roches, the depth has been severely tested. The Giants are looking to bolster their front, especially with an eye toward building a more dominant defense that can carry them deep into the playoffs. Chris Jones would be a perfect fit, especially given his ability to wreak havoc in the backfield, both against the run and the pass. Jones's stats are pretty impressive, and they only tell part of the story. In 2025, he posted a PFF overall grade of 71.0, which ranks him around 26th out of 128 defensive tackles, but his real strength lies in his pass rush, where he scored an incredible 95, making him the second best among all DTs. That kind of pressure ability is crucial for a Giants team looking to get after the quarterback and create turnovers. He's also a solid run defender, with a grade of 46.0, but his real impact is in his ability to disrupt plays, tallying 5 sacks, 24 tackles, 4 QB hits, and pressuring quarterbacks on nearly 40 plays. His EPA per rush is 12, which is solid, and he wins pass rush battles at a rate of 15%. These numbers make Jones a nightmare for offensive lines, and bringing that level of talent to the Giants' front would be a huge boost. Looking at his career, Jones has accumulated over 80 sacks and 85-plus PFF career grade, alongside 3 Pro Bowls. His ability to generate QB hits, nearly 200 over his career, makes him one of the most feared interior linemen in the league. Despite a few injuries, he's been remarkably durable, missing just a couple of games in 2025, and his versatility grades are comparable to some of the best in the league, like Ndamukong Suh, with an 85-plus grade for versatility. That means he can do a lot more than just rush the passer. He can anchor the run, occupy blockers, and help set the tone for the entire defense. Now, the Chiefs aren't just looking to move Jones for the fun of it. Their motivation is partly cap-related, especially since they are trying to free up about $20 million in relief space, primarily to re-sign their key running back and to bolster other areas of the roster. They're also aware that their run defense has been a bit weak, and trading Jones might be a strategic move to restructure their defense and make some room for future signings. From the Giants' perspective, acquiring Jones would be a massive boost. He would serve as the anchor of their defensive line, a true rock that offensive lines would have to account for every game. Imagine what he could do with the Giants' current roster. Projected to get around 6 sacks, he'd immediately elevate the pass rush and help reduce the overall number of rushing yards allowed per game, dropping from around 130 yards to closer to 110. His pressure rate would jump from 28% to about 35%, similar to what Vita Vea has been able to do for Tampa Bay. That kind of upgrade can totally transform a defense. And let's not forget the impact this could have on the Giants' playoff chances, especially in high-stakes situations. In the recent Super Bowl LX, players like Jones have boosted odds significantly, with betting lines moving from +50, 0 to +10, 0, reflecting how much a player of his caliber can sway the odds and be a true X-factor in critical moments. His presence on the interior can lead to more sacks, more turnovers, and less time for opposing quarterbacks to operate, which is precisely what the Giants need as they push for a postseason run. This trade, if it happens, would be a sign that the Giants are serious about building a dominant defensive front and making a real push for the championship. It's a move that could define their season, giving them a true game wrecker in the middle, someone who can change the dynamic of every game they play. It's also a bold statement of intent, showing that the Giants are willing to make big moves to compete with the best and to finally turn the page after a couple of tough seasons. Now, considering the long-term implications, bringing Jones into the fold would help the Giants rebuild their interior line and provide stability for years to come. It would also send a message across the league that the Giants are not just a team trying to scrape by, but a serious contender with the resources and ambition to make bold moves. The NFC East is already one of the most competitive divisions in the NFL, with teams like the Eagles and Cowboys always in the mix, but adding a player like Jones could shift the balance of power in New York's favor. Of course, there are always questions. What about the cost? How will the Giants manage their cap moving forward? Will they be able to keep Jones long-term if the trade goes through? These are valid concerns, but right now, the focus is on the immediate impact. Jones's talent and experience could be exactly what the Giants need to take that next big step, especially if they're serious about contending for a Super Bowl again. And speaking of the playoffs, Jones's presence could boost the Giants' odds considerably. Imagine him collapsing the pocket in crunch time, forcing turnovers, and helping the Giants secure those critical wins that could propel them deep into January. His ability to get after the quarterback would be a nightmare for offenses, and in a league where the interior pass rush often makes the difference, he could be the piece that finally puts the Giants over the top. So, fans, this is an evolving story, and who knows how it'll play out. But one thing is for sure. If this trade happens, it's going to send shockwaves through the NFL and give the Giants a serious boost in their quest for another Super Bowl. It's a move that says a lot about the team's ambitions and their willingness to shake things up to reach the ultimate goal. And now, New York Giants fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this potential blockbuster? Do you think Chris Jones would be the perfect fit to help us dominate on defense? Are you excited about the idea of adding a player of his caliber? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Giants. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for all the latest news and rumors about your favorite team. Let's keep the passion alive and continue pushing forward, because the Giants are gearing up for something big, and I can't wait to see what's next.